Shalom, shalom. Today will be Isaiah 11 through 15. And a rod shall come forth from the stump of Jesse, and a sprout from his root shall be fruitful. The Spirit of Yahweh shall rest upon him, the Spirit of wisdom and understanding, the Spirit of counsel and might, the Spirit of knowledge and the fear of Yahuwah, and shall make him breathe in the fear of Yahuwah. And he shall not judge by the sight of his eyes, nor decide by the hearing of his ears. But with righteousness he shall judge the poor, and shall judge the straightness for the meek ones of the earth, and shall strike the earth with the rod of his mouth, and shall slay the wrong with his breath, with the breath of his lips. And righteousness shall be the girdle of his loins, and trustworthiness the girdle of his waist. And a wolf shall sojourn with the lamb, and a leopard lie down with the young goat, and the calf and the young lion and the fatling together, and the little child leads them. And cow and bear shall feed, their young ones lie down together, and a lion eat straw like an ox. And the nursing child shall play by the cobra's hole, and the weaning child shall put his hand in the adder's den. They do no evil, nor destroy in all my set-apart mountain, for the earth shall be filled with the knowledge of Yahuwah as the waters cover the sea. They do no evil, nor destroy in all my set-apart mountain, for the earth shall be filled with knowledge of Yahuwah as the waters cover the sea. Sorry, I read that again. And in that day there shall be a root of Jesse, standing as a banner to the people. Unto him the nations shall seek, and his rest shall be esteemed. And it shall be in that day that Yahuwah sets his hand again a second time to recover the remnant of his people. That's so strange. I don't know, for me, and it shall be in that day that Yahuwah sets his hand again a second time to recover the remnant of his people who are left. Maybe they could see that as the first time as Moses, and the second time would be, I'm sorry, I'm just trying to understand how the Jews only see one Messiah, or two Messiahs, two Messiahs, and we only see one. I don't know. Anyway, words. From Ashur and from Mitzrayim, from Pathros and from Cush and from Eliam and from Shinar and from Hamath and from the islands of the sea. And he shall raise a banner for the nations, and gather the outcast of Israel, and assemble the dispersed of Judah from the four corners of the earth. And the envy of Ephraim shall turn aside, and the adversaries of Judah be cut off. Ephraim shall not envy Judah, and Judah not trouble Ephraim. But they shall fly down upon the shoulders of the Philistines toward the west together. They plunder the people of the east. Their hand stretched forth on Edom and Moab, and the children of Ammon shall be subject to them. And Yahuwah shall put under the ban the tongue of the sea of Mitzrayim. And he shall wave his hand over the river with the might of his spirit, and he shall strike it in the seven streams, and shall cause men to tread in its sandals. And there shall be a highway for the remnant of his people, those left from Ashur, as it was for Israel on the day when he came up from the land of Mitzrayim. I believe this is all in reference to the second Exodus. And in that day you shall say, I thank you, Yahuwah. Thank you, though you were enraged with me. Your displeasure has turned back, and you have comforted me. See, El is my deliverance. I trust and I am not afraid. For Yahuwah is my strength and my song, and he has become my deliverance. And you shall draw water and joy from the fountains of deliverance. And in that day you shall say, Praise Yahuwah, call upon his name, make known his deeds among the peoples, make mention that his name is exalted. Sing to Yahuwah, for he has done excellently. This is known in all the earth. Cry aloud and shout, O inhabitants of Sion, for great is the set apart one of Israel in your midst. The message concerning Babel, which Isaiah son of Amoz saw. Lift up a banner on the high mountain. Raise your voice to them. Wave your hand. Let them enter the gates of the nobles. I have commanded my set apart ones. I have also called my mighty men for my displeasure, my proudly exulting ones. The noise of an uproar in the mountains like that of many people, a noise of uproar of the reigns of nations gathered together. YHWH of hosts is gathered an army for battle. They are coming from a distant land, from the end of the heavens, even YHWH and his weapons of displeasure, to destroy all the earth. Howl, for the day of YHWH is near. It comes as a destruction from the Almighty. Therefore all hands go limp, every man's heart melts, and they shall be afraid. Pangs and sorrows take hold of them. They are in pain as a woman in labor. They are amazed at one another, their faces aflame. See, the day of YHWH is coming, fierce with wrath and heat of displeasure, to lay the earth waste and destroy its sinners from it. From the star of heavens and their constellations do not give off their light. The sun shall be dark at its rising, and the moon not send out its light. And I shall punish the world for its evil, and the wrong for their crookedness, and shall put an end to the arrogance of the proud, and lay low the pride of the ruthless. I shall make mortal man scarcer than fine gold, and mankind scarcer than the gold of Ophir. So I shall make the heavens tremble, and the earth shall shake from her place in the wrath of YHWH of hosts, and in the day of the heart of his displeasure. And it shall be as the hunted gazelle, and as a sheep that no man takes up. Every man turns to his own people, and everyone flees to his own land. Whoever is found is thrust through, and everyone taken falls by the sword. And their children are dashed to pieces before their eyes, their houses plundered, and their wives ravished. See, I'm stirring up the Medes against them, who do not regard silver, and as for gold, they do not delight in it. And bows dash the young to pieces, and they have no compassion on the fruit of the womb. Their eyes spare no children. And Babel, the splendor of reigns, the comeliness of the pride of the Kasdim, shall be as when Elohim overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah. She shall never be inhabited, nor be settled for generation to generation, nor shall the Arabian pitch tents there, nor shepherds rest their flocks there. But wild beasts of the desert shall lie there, and their houses shall be filled with owls, and ostriches shall dwell there, and wild goats frolic there, and hyenas shall cry in their citadels, and jackals in their pleasant palaces. And her time is near to come, and her days are not drawn out. Because YHWH has compassion on Jacob, and shall again choose Israel, and give them rest in their own land. And the sojourners shall join them, and they shall cling to the house of Jacob. And people shall take them and bring them to their own place, and the house of Israel shall possess them for servants, and female servants in the land of YHWH, and they shall make captives of their captors, and rule over their oppressors. And it shall be, in the day YHWH gives you rest from your sorrow, and from your trouble, and the hard service in which you were made to serve, that you shall take up this proverb against the sovereign of Babel, and say how the oppressor has ceased, the gold gatherer ceased. YHWH has broken the staff of the wrong, the scepter of the rulers. He who struck the people in wrath with ceaseless blows, he who ruled the nations in displeasure, is persecuted, and no one restrains. All the earth is at rest and at peace. They shall break forth into singing. Even the cypress trees rejoice over you, and the cedars of Lebanon saying, "Since you were cut down, no woodcutter has come up against us." Sheol from beneath is excited about you, to meet you and at your coming. It stirs up the dead for you, all the chief ones of the earth. It has raised up from their thrones all the sovereigns of the nations. All of them respond and say to you, "Have you also become as weak as we? Have you become like us?" Your arrogance has been brought down to Sheol. In the sound of your stinging instruments, the maggot is spread under you, and worms cover you. How you have fallen from the heavens, O Hallel, son of the morning. Oh, that's the shining one, so Satan. How you have fallen from the heavens, O Hallel, son of the morning. You have been cut down to the ground, you who laid low the nations. For you have said in your heart, "Let me go up to the heavens, let me raise my throne above the stars of El, and let me sit in the mount of appointment on the sides of the north. Let me go up above the heights of the clouds, let me be like the Most High." But you are brought down to Sheol, to the sides of the pit. Those who see you stare at you and ponder over you, saying, "Is this the man who made the earth tremble, who shook rains, who made the world as a wilderness and destroyed its cities, who would not open the house of his prisoners?" All the sovereigns of the nations, all of them, were laid in esteem, everyone in his own house. But you have been thrown from your burial site like an abominable branch, like the garment of those who are killed, thrust through with the sword, who go down to the stone of the pit, like a trampled corpse. You are not joined with them in the burial place, for you have destroyed your land and killed your people. Let the seed of evildoers never be mentioned. Prepare his children for slaughter, because of the crookedness of their fathers, lest they rise up and possess the land, and fill the face of the world with cities. And I shall rise up against them, declares Yahweh of hosts, and shall cut off from Babel the name and remnant, and offspring and descendants, declares Yahweh. And I shall make it a possession for the porcupine, and marshes of muddy water, and shall sweep it with the broom of destruction, declares Yahweh of hosts. Yahweh of hosts has sworn, saying, "Truly as I have planned, so shall it be, as I have proposed, so it stands, to break Ashur in my land, and tread him down on my mountains, and his yoke shall be removed from them, and his burden removed from their shoulders." This is the counsel that is counseled from all the earth, and this is the hand that is stretched out over all the nations. For Yahweh of hosts has counseled, and who annuls it? And his hand that is stretched out, who turns it back? This is the message which came in the year that sovereign Ahaz died. Do not rejoice, all you of Philistia, that the rod that struck you is broken. For out of the serpent's roots comes forth an adder, and its offspring is a fiery flying serpent. And the firstborn of the poor shall feed, and the needy lie down in safety. And I shall kill your roots with scarcity of food, and it shall kill your remnant. Howl, O gate! Cry, O city! Melt away, all you of Philistia! For smoke shall come from the north, and there is no stranger in his rank. And what does one answer this messenger of a nation? That Yahweh has found Sion, and the poor of his people take refuge in it. The message concerning Moab, because in the night Ar of Moab was laid waste, was silenced. Because in the night Kir of Moab was laid waste, was silenced. He has gone up to the house of Dibon, to the high places to weep. Moab is wailing over Nebo, and over Medeba. On all their heads is baldness, and every beard is cut off. In their streets they shall put on sackcloths, on the tops of their houses, and in their streets everyone wails, weeping bitterly. And Heshbon and Elelah cry out, their voice shall be heard as far as Yahatz. Therefore the armed ones of Moab shout, his being shall tremble within him. My own heart is toward Moab. Her fugitives cry unto Sor like a 3-year-old heifer. For by the ascent of Luhith they go up with weeping. For in the way of Horonaim they raise a cry of destruction. For the waters of Nimri are waste, for the green grass has withered away. The grass fails, there is no greenness. Therefore the wealth acquired and stored up they take away to the wadi of the willows. For the cry has gone all around the borders of Moab, its wailing to Eglaim, and its wailing to Beer Elim. For the waters of Damon shall be filled with blood. For I shall bring more upon Damon, lions upon him who escapes from Moab, and on the remnant of the land. Well, we definitely got some Jesus stuff in there. I was watching a video today, and it's like a lot of this stuff is like pertinent for their time, pertinent for Isaiah's time. But again, as I've stated, what old buddy was saying too, it's kind of similar, but it's for then, and it's also for now. There's some instances of this, like I said, we can see a second Exodus, or reference to it, at least what I think is. And there should be a highway for the remnant of his people, those left from Ashur, as it was for Israel in the day when he came up from the land of Mitzrayim. Maybe this is them returning from Babylon. I don't know. I don't think so, because, well, who am I? But anyway, I think it's reference to the second Exodus, and we don't have a second Exodus. If I'm not mistaken, it is said later on that the second Exodus will be so great that we'll never talk about the first. We won't even talk about the first one. So clearly that hasn't happened. So yeah, there's like stuff that's just still future tense for us, and then there's stuff that's clearly happened. For instance, Jesus, and the rod shall come forth from the stump of Jesse, and the sprout from his roots shall be fruitful, and the spirit of YHWH shall rest upon him. So yeah, always pray we have eyes to see and ears to hear, and that he will give us what we need from it. I love you guys, as always. May YHWH bless you and guard you. May YHWH make his face to shine upon you and give you peace. May YHWH lift up his face upon... Oh, I'm sorry, I missed that. YHWH make his face shine upon you and show favor to you. YHWH lift up his face upon you and give you peace. Thus they shall put my name on the children of Israel, and I myself shall bless them. Shalom, shalom.